Very well, so we begin our episode today. We talk about, of course, IG has no other work. Talk about Lautaro and James Madison. That's all IG does overall on YouTube. He doesn't even do live streams because he thinks that he's too good to do live streams. That might be a very good explanation. Anyways, so what do we have for you on this episode? First of all, I would really like to say we've got some update from Conrad Harrison about James Madison. Someone is about to put their life and reputation on the line for James Madison deal to happen, but there are certain vibes. Arsenal right now for bigger deals are just Vibes FC for now, but we're going to talk about that. Joe Willock, Reece Nelson, and of course, Brendan Rodgers has opened up about James Madison staying at Leicester City. We're going to react to that as well. So the first news that we have is, of course, about Conrad Harrison says that going to put my neck on the line, I think Madison happens. The vibes I'm getting from speaking to people are very positive. I'm not saying anything official is done or any breakthroughs, but just the vibe I'm getting is that there is a deal to be done. Patience is a virtue. And talking about the whole Lautaro Martinez, how do Arsenal even afford Lautaro? So Conrad Harrison says, talks still ongoing, deal to be done if Arsenal pay up. All depends on outgoings. Willock to Newcastle, close for fee of 20 million plus around 5 million in add-ons. Couple more expected to leave. That's exactly. But also let's talk about, rest in peace, Emilio Balak. Yeah, player. Not anymore on the face of planet Earth. Moving on, the sale of Joe Willock could generate around 20 million pounds, that is $28 million according to Charles Watts. But Newcastle have yet to make a suitable offer, with the Northeast outfit favouring an initial loan deal for the midfielder. They're trying to be smart about it. They shouldn't be. I mean, he just joined you guys in January and became the best player of the season for you guys. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for a squad which is dying. Get Joe Willock. That's the best idea. Also, Charles Watts says there is a belief at Arsenal that they will end the window with more signings and that a lot of the deadwood will be offloaded. Sources at the club continue to plead for patience from the fans, arguing, judge us at the end of the window. That's what we want everyone to do. Judge us at the end of the window. Moving on, so before talking about Torreira, let us talk about something different. Let's talk about Torreira. No, let's talk about. Okay, no problem. So William Saliba, it looks like. Yes. So William Saliba said in an interview that he wanted to stay in England. Arsenal wanted him to stay in England on loan, but he pushed to join Marseille. So that's why he's at Marseille. Simple. Nobody asked, but okay, whatever. There you go. Moving on to talking about Seo Kolasinac. According to Fanatic.com, it looks like Seo Kolasinac is about to terminate his contract because Fenerbahce want to sign him on a free. They want his contract to be terminated by Arsenal to be able to sign him. Well, that is the update from Fanatic.com. They say that Fenerbahce signed an agreement with the player when transferring Mesut Ozil, and when the world-famous star received his testimonial from Arsenal, the Yellow Navy Blues follow the same path in Kolasinac. 1.8 million per year with Bosnian defender shaken hands. Kolasinac is expected to come to Fenerbahce. Let's see if that's going to be happening or not. I'd rather let him go and enjoy him leaving. Moving on, Torreira has been in talks with Lazio this summer. The Uruguayan would prefer a move to Italy. This is according to telefootball.com. They believe that it's better if he goes to Italy. That's where he was a bright, shining star. So that would be great because he's yeah. Moving on, so James Benge says that on Reece Nelson has first received last month. Palace want him. They're currently leading the way and prefer a loan to get a look at him. However, his contract, which expires in 2022, is a complicating factor. Arsenal offered an extension earlier this summer, but nothing agreed yet. Now, Reece Nelson is a very exciting talent. I'd rather keep him. I'd rather have him stay. So, he needs to sign a contract. It's not making sense if he leaves. Moving on, after 9 seasons, Sarah Rudd, the lead for Arsenal's internal analytics department, has left. Arsenal. Now, she actually tweeted out, after 9 seasons with Arsenal or Stats DNA, it's time for a change. I feel incredibly honored to have worked for the club I love and work side by side with some of the best in the business. Details of my next gig soon, but can't wait to get started with an all-star cast. So, I bet many of you did not even know that she was being employed by Arsenal, but who cares? Moving on, so it looks like Arsenal are looking at another centre back. Well, yes, they are in terms of Takehiro Tomiyasu. So, according to Corriere dello Sport, Arsenal are now in the picture to sign Takehiro Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu's representatives are working day after day to secure a Premier League transfer. Since he was linked with Tottenham Hotspur, they're looking to sign Christian Romero. So, Takehiro Tomiyasu is not on the agenda at all. So we're going to deal with that very soon. So William Saliba, now I get this news, damn it. William Saliba on why he chose Marseille. He says, I chose Marseille because it was the right choice. I pressed to come here. We'll see what happens next season. So he said about his future. But before going on to certain things, even Marseille president Pablo Longoria on Saliba says, he's a player with extraordinary potential, one of the best modern centre-backs in Europe. He has the capacity to win duels. He has everything to succeed at the highest level. Very well. Let's see. Well, Butler Oyedeji signs his first professional contract at Arsenal. When Nathan Butler Oyedeji has signed his first professional contract, the 18-year-old winger is a product of our Hayland Academy and made 13 league appearances for Arsenal under-18s last season. Well, about signing a new contract, he says, this is a great opportunity for me and I just want to focus on doing what I do best now. I've been here since I was 6, so to come all this way and get my first professional contract is a dream come true. Congratulations, Nathan. Make us proud. That's all we want you to do. Well, moving on. So here's the two unbelievable players met. Well, former Arsenal teammate Cesc Fabregas and of course Thomas Rosicky, who is now the Sparta Prague sporting director because Fabregas plays for AS Monaco as a midfielder. So they both catch up after they both teams faced off against each other in Champions League qualifiers. Of course, Monaco won 2-0. Niko Kovac wants that Champions League football. Anyhow, okay, it's great to see the two unbelievable players. Silky smooth. One was completely injured and the other one was unbelievable. So they both were good when they used to play. Moving on, so Pete O'Rourke says that on Arsenal's pursuit on Ramsdale, he says 2 bids turned down. I believe they are preparing a third bid closer to £30 million. Ramsdale is very keen to make this move happen. He would jump at the chance of moving to the Emirates Stadium. Crazily enough, I've heard recently that Sheffield United are holding out for £40 million on Ramsdale. Arsenal's goalkeeping coach is still pushing for this deal. Ramsdale is the number one choice. If they are going to bring in a goalkeeper, I fully expect them to get Ramsdale done. Also, Peter Rourke says he was actually asked whether Arsenal's targets are just a PR stunt. He says, I think they're seriously interested in both players meaning Lautaro and Maddison. So they say that I think they're trying to be inventive. They've just spent 50 million on White. If you're going to bring in Martinez and Maddison, you're going to have a bloated squad. If you're bringing in Maddison and Martinez, they're going to be big earners at the club. So it makes sense from Arsenal to offer these players in part exchange. The problem is the players they're offering with Inter and Leicester haven't ticked any boxes for their respective clubs. And talking about James Maddison, Peter Rourke says Arsenal still undeterred in this pursuit despite what Leicester said to them. Maddison is their number one target to be this creative vocal point they want. They've now moved on from Martin Odegaard. He's going to stay at Real Madrid. Well, of course, Carlo Ancelotti has confirmed since Toni Kroos got injured, Martin Odegaard and Dani Ceballos are not available. So they have a squad. Also, Peter Rourke says Arsenal have tried to be creative, offering players in part exchange. But from what I'm hearing so far, the players Arsenal have offered to Leicester haven't raised their interest. Likes of Nelson, Nketiah, Maitland-Niles have all been mentioned, plus money. From what I'm hearing, Leicester would let Maddison go if the offer was right. That was probably unthinkable a few months ago. I know Leicester are looking at potential replacements for Maddison as well right now if Arsenal do come up with the right offer. And talking about Lautaro, he says Arsenal are still relatively hopeful something can happen with Lautaro Martinez. I've heard he would definitely be up for the Premier League. They've made enquiries, they've offered Bellerin, and Lacazette has also been mentioned as a make-weight. From what I'm hearing, Inter are not that keen on taking Bellerin as part of the deal. They would prefer straight-up cash, whether Arsenal have 65 million to do this deal. 65 million pounds. It might have to depend on more players departing. Martinez seems to be the number one target for strikers. I must say, I'm loving the fact that Arsenal are really targeting big players, man. Also, Brendan Rodgers has something to say about James Maddison's rumours. He says, that's according to Fabrizio Romano and his press conference. Brendan says, I believe he will stay, working very hard in training. Clearly gossip and speculation at this time of year. Important member of our squad, hopefully this year can show the real top player he is. That was a report that was shared by Simon Stone. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be. Consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers.